With Jupiter stationing to go retrograde in the nakshatra Shatabhishak, I thought it was the most appropriate time to release this crucial information for women today. In P's Gita, for the females, he reveals one of the biggest secrets that can greatly improve the life of women all around the world today. So without further ado, let me share with you the biggest secret for females. A recent phenomenon called modern women's liberation was supposedly all about empowering females through, number one, being financially independent, which meant they do regular jobs like males, which, as one would expect, made them more butch and eroded their femininity. So women's liberation actually turned out to be a war against femininity. It also ended up helping the evil system. The more bodies at work, the better. Number two, an impression was given that a surefire way to reach equality with males was to encourage females to do things which men do. Example, get drunk and have as much sex as they wanted with as many as they wanted. And the females actually went out and did it. Loads of sedation and pills of all kinds were required in order to do it, but it was done anyway. But was there a gain in sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry? Didn't all the one-night stands turn out to be hollow, gross experiences? Was anything really gained except the demeaning of one's own body and image? Women's liberation was on the surface about women's empowerment, but it was actually about their disempowerment. The original power of women had always been there, since separation of the sexes, and it lay in choosing which way, direction, the gene pool moved, progressed. They chose who they would breed with, and in doing so, they decided which qualities would be carried forward. This is how Bene Gesserits controlled the gene flow in Dune. This choice was what males were always afraid of. It made the males work hard to inculcate higher divine qualities which were more appealing to their female counterparts. Just like a peacock and not peahen works on the plumage and dancing to make himself worthy, women basically willingly dropped themselves from this pedestal in the name of women's liberation and lost all grace and dignity. The more Tom, Dick, and Harrys they slept with, the more boundaries disappeared, and the more they were willing to do anything, including commoditize, prostitute themselves in guises of advertising, entertainment, fashion, etc., etc. Males, on the other hand, were and are quite happy with the proceedings, as they didn't have to work on themselves anymore. There were enough drunken variety of the female species now roaming the streets, and it was hyper easy to get lucky and get laid. Only quality they now needed to work on was flattery and superficiality. This was helpful in women, getting fleeting temporary ego massages, but surely was not helpful for the gene pool's evolution, as the offspring of such unions were always going to be low quality. When a female sleeps with a male, they are basically saying to them, we, being the receptive vehicle as nature designed, want you to embed us, example, want something from you, example, the male has something important to give. Any normal male gets confidence from this okay stamp. He feels he has something important to give. So females actually end up raising the confidence of low-quality males. Violence, barbarianism, and devolving stupidity follow. So women's liberation actually was a movement for the decline and devolution of the race through losing the perspective of educated choice. In ancient Vedic tales, the women usually choose their husbands in a ceremony called Swayamvar. They basically chose whoever they thought was the best specimen, or didn't choose any if they thought no one was good enough. That to me was real women's liberation. It's only since the Dark Ages set in did the concept of arranged marriages arise in the East. In the West, the woman lost all discrimination, an easy thing to do when you are doing all the nonsense that men do with equal gusto. Now the situation has reached such a level that now 14, 15-year schoolgirls look weary and worn out through behaving like professional prostitutes. I don't see any empowerment in this. It's just an easy descent into the abyss of hell. The only way out, restoration of dignity through self-discipline and pursuit of the higher. When I read this, it drastically changed my life forever, and it makes so much sense. It's so clear. If you are a woman and if you are struggling and suffering at the hands of a faulty partner, I ask you to listen to this over and over again so that the full message can fully sink in. It is vital that you choose the qualities of a man whom will raise your vibration and thus your life. It is not our job to raise and evolve beings whom have not done the work. Continue focusing on your own vibration and continue to raise the consciousness within yourself and thus in turn around you. Sending you all so much love and light. Until the next video,